Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's dustinkreis, and today we are going to do a game discussion. We're going to talk about this game right here, Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. I can't tell you how many times I've had to redo this video because of messing up that title. Brought to us by NIS America and Spike Chunsoft. And this is another one of those visual novels that seems to be getting a lot of traction over here nowadays. At least kind of becoming sleeper hits. I don't know if it'll ever, be huge sellers, but this is definitely one. If you have a Vita, this is definitely a game to look into because with the Vita's library kind of being what it is, not exactly all there quite yet. This is a great time to check out sort of a weird game that you may never have tried before. And I did pick up the collector's edition box set from NIS America. Comes with a CD soundtrack that unfortunately doesn't have any of the songs that I really love from the game itself. I had to go online and download the full soundtrack to get the songs I wanted, but yeah, a really handsome box set, really simple, and I like buying those NIS box sets for some reason. I just get kind of addicted to those. So I went into this kind of sight unseen. I just saw that it was another one of those, little pretty NIS box sets, and people were talking nice about this and saying, it's right up there with 999, which I actually played and really enjoyed as well. So I went ahead and got it, and really glad that I did because this was kind of a shocker as to how much I actually enjoyed this game. Being a visual novel, there's really just storyline, and if you're like me, you like playing RPGs, you like storylines, the next kind of logical step is to go into the visual novel genre. There is some pretty hectic gameplay aspects, which I will try to discuss later on in the video. But yeah, the storyline of this, it's really good, really enjoyable. You really enjoy the characters. It does kind of go off the rails a little bit later in the game, but I didn't feel like it went off the rails any more than 999 did. If you can accept sort of how the storyline goes in 999, then you can accept this as well. The game puts you in the role of Makoto, who is just sort of an average, everyday teenage kid, who gets accepted to this very exceptional school that only allows in the ultimate people in their respective fields. And it's kind of, said as a lottery. They just want to have one average person in there to sort of balance it out. And he goes to this school and meets 14, because there's, 14 other characters that have been accepted to this current class. And once they're inside the school, bad stuff starts happening. The school gets locked down, and all of a sudden which you see him all over the artwork, this little bear here, Monokuma, gets on one of the screens and says they're going to start a killing game. And basically what happens, it's kind of like, sort of like a battle royale type thing, where the students, in order to get out, to graduate, a character has to kill somebody and get away with it. And whenever someone dies, there's always an investigation and then a trial. And if the person can get away with it through the investigation and trial, then all the other people in the class are killed and that person gets to graduate and leave. However, if they guess wrong, then the entire class... Wait. If they guess right, then that one person gets executed and everybody else continues to play the game until only one person is left. Man, that was confusing for some reason. I don't know why. And what follows is, a very sort of fun mystery, not only as to who the murderers are in each chapter, but sort of the overall mystery of why the school's like this at all. And you really kind of get connected to these characters, and I don't know, it really drew me in, and I really enjoyed interacting with them. There's a social aspect where you get to make better friends with other characters, and they give you skills that you can use in the trials, and the whole thing, I just really enjoyed walking around and kind of living in the school and interacting with the characters. The gameplay, very simple. While you're running around the school, it's actually in full 3D, kind of a first-person dungeon crawler kind of feel. It's a your typical visual novel. You'll see like they look like cardboard cutouts of the characters, kind of just standing around the school. You can talk and interact with them and get more about their history and you know their past secrets and things like that. You just kind of explore the school, and then once a murder is found, you have to investigate and find clues to sort of solve who did the murder. And this is really where the gameplay comes in. It's kind of linear in a way because the game like won't let you leave a room until you find all the clues, which is fine because that's really not. I mean, that's just sort of a means to an end for more storyline. The real gameplay comes in when you have to do these class trials. And there's several different gameplay aspects, and I'll try to talk about all of them, but the first thing is make your argument, which is sort of a non-stop debate type thing where all the characters are talking about the murder and throwing out, misdirection and things like that. And you have to find specific weak points in these other characters' arguments and use what's called truth ammunition that you find, finding your clues and everything to sort of negate their argument. Now, I've never played a game like this. I'm imagining the Phoenix Wright games kind of play like this, where you have to object to other arguments and things like that. So this was a whole completely new thing for me, and it took me a while to get used to it. Sometimes the logic of what bullet you have to use and what line you have to attack is kind of weird. There was one specifically where you had to use a truth bullet that talked about 7:30 in the morning, and it wanted you to select a different line. Like, it had two choices of being a different time or the 7:30. Well, that bullet makes sense with 7:30, so you think you would choose that, but for some reason it wanted you to choose the other time. And then after explaining it, it kind of made sense, but kind of not. So sometimes the logic in the non-stop debates is not really there. There's another thing called a hangman's gambit, where you have to shoot letters out of the air in order to make a line so Makato will remember a certain point. These are easy because you can just kind of pause it and look down and see what letters you need and kind of figure out what the word you need and then just spell it out through shooting. There is a one called Moment of Truth, which is actually like a rhythm game. You have to press square and triangle to sort of line up shots and set up combos. The game does explain all of these things. The weird thing about it, though, is it keeps heaping more and more and more stuff on you. So I never really felt like I was comfortable with it until maybe the last chapter, and then I did pretty well the last chapter, except sometimes the lines, things just kind of didn't make sense. There's another thing in the non-stop debate where you can actually press and hold the triangle and find a contradiction in someone's argument. So you might not even have a bullet to do anything in the argument, but you have to use that triangle to select the line you think is the contradiction and then go back and fire that bullet at the line. It takes a while to get used to, and the game is pretty forgiving. It does have a scoring mode at the end of each trial, and like if you mess up enough times during like a non-stop debate, you'll go from like an A to a B or a C. I never dropped below C. Once it got to C, I pretty much was able to get through it. But it didn't feel like it affected sort of the storyline. I'm not sure if I would have got like all A's or all S's. I don't know if there's an S rank or not. If that would have changed the storyline at all or anything like that. I've heard that there are different endings to the game, but I didn't really see any. There was only like one point that I saw for there to be like a fraction in the story in the storyline. I am starting to lose my voice. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. There are other things involved in the gameplay, but the game does a good job of explaining all that. The graphics are pretty simple. This did start out as a PSP game, updated for the HD screen on the Vita. But that being said, for a visual novel, I actually really liked the style of this gameplay. I really liked that the blood was this bright pink. It just kind of made it seem kind of otherworldly. It didn't feel like censorship or anything like that, because you do see red blood later on. But I don't know, for some reason I really just liked sort of the over the top kind of craziness of the graphical style. The audio, the voice acting is really good. There's a couple characters that kind of get a little annoying, but you just kind of soldier through it. They don't talk all that much, just a line here or there. The great thing about the audio in this game is the music. I absolutely loved the music. The only music I didn't really like was the music that's kind of associated with Monokuma. It's just this really weird, you know, it makes sense for that character, but at the same time, some of the other songs are just so much better, and, you know, it made me go out and download the soundtrack, and I'm really enjoying listening to it. The one song I really enjoy is the main song as when you're kind of running around the school. I think it's called Beautiful Death. And then there's sort of a sped up version of that, like once you start solving mysteries. You know, it's really, I don't know, I just really enjoyed the music to this. But yeah, my voice is going, so I'm going to have to cut this short. But anyway, Danganronpa, if you have a Vita and you haven't played it in a while and you want to try something different, definitely pick this up. Now, I guess before I end this, I should say, is this better than 999? A lot of people really want to know that question. In my opinion, I enjoyed the storyline of this a lot more. I would say as far as gameplay goes, I enjoyed 999 a bit more, but that's just because I prefer room escape to these sort of trial games. So I'm looking forward to Virtue's Last Reward. The multitude of endings in that game kind of has me scared a little bit, but I'll probably play it sometime. This is rated M for mature, so even though it's very cartoony looking and things like that, there is a lot of swearing in that, so if that bugs you, you might not want to get this game. But yeah, if you're looking for something to play on your Vita and you want to try something new and different, I would definitely suggest this. I had a great time. The sequel is coming out, I believe, sometime this fall. So I'll be looking forward to getting that as well, because I don't know, it ends on kind of a cliffhanger, and I don't know how much the second game will tie into the first game, but I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. And hopefully this sticks around a bit more. Because it's Spike Chunsoft, I have a feeling it will, because whoever did you know, the 999 last... Oh, yes, it was Spike Chunsoft as well. Interesting. Well, I thought for some reason whoever made these games went out of business or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that more. I thought there was some reason why we're not going to get another Last Escape game. I don't know. There was some kind of... Or Zero Escape, I'm sorry. There was some kind of news that everyone kind of got, you know, upset about, that there wasn't going to be another game. I can't remember. Maybe it was just the creator of this got ousted or something. I can't remember what the actual news item is. But hopefully these visual novels keep gaining traction over here, because I'm actually really enjoying them. And Aerodynamics has been talking a lot about one called Steins Gate, which is coming out on PC, which kind of sucks, because I think I'd rather play it on like the Vita or on like my iPad or something. But I'll be definitely looking into that as well. I don't know. So if there's any other visual novels out there that you guys think are really good, let me know, because I know there's the Ace Attorney games, but I don't know if I want to dive into those, because the logic of this game kind of angered me a little bit, and Alex Return to Mother Base kind of said the logic in Ace Attorney is kind of the same way. But really kind of getting into these series more, and they seem to be kind of big over in Japan, so we'll see how this genre does over here in the States. But that is Danganronpa. I definitely suggest you guys try it out. I think it's also on PSN, so if you don't want to buy the actual physical copy, you can just download it as well. But that's it for me. Someone keeps texting me, so I gotta go see what's going on. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.